The winner of this match gets a contract for the 1CW Pro Wrestling Championship. There are no pinfalls, no submissions, no DQs. Only way to win the match is climb the ladder, retrieve that case, and get the contract.
Okay, I'll bet to doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Mike Fresh. With me is Jason Heath, and welcome to Chase to the Case.
Do not dare look away from your screens for a second, because this one is gonna be wild. Pun intended.
That was perfect timing. Perfect timing. 2 for Jason Heath tonight. Chris Wilde, the former Workhorse champion, Houston is in love with the Heart Killer.
A man on a mission. He has said there is one undiscovered country left in 1CW, and he has declared that he will be the 1CW champion before this year is out. He has not given himself an exit strategy. I don't know that we see Chris Wilde in the ring if he doesn't live up to that goal by the end of the year. He's champ or he's gone.
And speaking of champions, you're getting ready for your formal 1CW Pro Champion. That is Bad Travis Banks.
And to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, the only former 1CW champion in this match.
Yes, I do believe that is right. And most of the other people in this match have been a champion in one way or another.
But not the big blue, not the top of the mountain, as it were.
No.
And that's a different kind of motivation, Mike. Because once you get a taste of what it's like to be the guy, you are chasing that for the rest of your career.
I'm going to tell you, Bad Banks, no matter what happens, is going to keep going for the championship.
You want to prove to yourself that you still can reach the summit. That's the thing, it gets in your head. It's one thing to win a title, but when you lose it, anytime, no matter how long you've been in this game, you wonder, can you ever get there again? The question is always, has my best year already passed me by?
The returning former 1CW Cruiserweight champion, Samuel Thompson, someone that I worked so hard to get back into 1CW.
Why?
I am such a fan of Samuel. He is such a genius, the way that he works in the ring, and he has who I call...
He is the prima donna prince,
who I call Miss 1CW, Valerie Veerman.
Samuel Thompson brings a lot to the ring. Unfortunately, I think this is a negative. He's been very upfront about the fact that he wants to use professional wrestling and 1CW in particular as a stepping stone to be an influencer, to be a Hollywood icon, wherever else he can get here. I don't think he's in it to win it in pro wrestling. I think he's trying to use pro wrestling and just happens to be great at it.
See, I think that people don't realize how much this does mean to Samuel. Oh, we've got this idiot coming out.
When I'm age, the 1CW Pro Wrestling Champion, that guy with the supply, Ty Alta. I represent the 1CW Tag Team Champions, the Tor Dynasty. And I even have at my disposal a human Terminator, Solo. But even after all that, there was something missing. And I'm glad to say that piece of me has returned as of tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, on your feet and welcome back
In many ways, my favorite to win this match, because as far as I know, Rico Hendricks is the only competitor out of the 7 in the chase to the case who has successfully won a ladder match here in 1CW to retain a championship. In his case, it was the Cruiserweight title, but you just cannot replicate that kind of experience unless you've had it.
I think that is a very, very good point. Rico Hendricks, while he may not have been in 1CW for a little bit, this crowd knows who this man is. He has put on some phenomenal performances right in the middle of that ring.
And apparently joining the Styles stable, already densely packed with people like our 1CW champion Ty Awesome, our tag team champions, the Tar Dynasty. We've seen them manage men like A.K. Willis and put him on the payroll. So, yeah, why not? Let's add Rico Hendricks to it as well.
The only thing I think of when I think of Dazzling Derek is that it looks like a 6-year-old drew a picture then vomited up some glitter on it. And speaking part of that stable, that style stable, to head of the Tar Dynasty himself,
Representing the Tar Dynasty, weighing in at 202 pounds, from Ocean City, Maryland, he is the Death Dealer, Dustin Tar!
Dustin Tar is 1/3 of our current reigning tag team champions. You're not hearing that wrong. The Tar Dynasty, using what used to be affectionately referred to as the Freebird rule, a trio where any 2 out of 3 can defend those titles. So while Dustin looks to try and win Chase to the case, we will be seeing the other 2 members of the Tar Dynasty defend those tag titles later this evening. This match is packed. This competitor is emblematic of the fact we got to pay to be prepared. A last-minute addition, Miguel Del Barrio, with a huge opportunity. That's why they always say, bring your gear. You do not know what's going to happen.
well, Miguel Del Barrio is a very, very smart professional wrestler. Miguel Del Barrio has been in a 1CW ring before. He runs his own promotion, Frontier Pro Wrestling. He does a lot. He is a very, very smart guy. He is somebody that I think is going to add a new flavor to this match. I think it's going to make it just that much more fun to watch.
Now, fair or unfair, there is a traditional style of wrestler that is most associated with a ladder match, a lighter wrestler, maybe a more high-flying style. That is not the case with this next competitor. He is really going to break the mold of what we expect to see in a ladder match.
That is Tiberius, the African god.
Now, the last time we saw Tiberius,
weighing in at 275 pounds, he is from the Promised Land. He is the African animal, Tiberius!
as I was saying, the last time we saw Tiberius, he was also loosely affiliated with the Styles stable managed by Stevie Ray Styles and Dazzling Derek, which means potentially we have up to 3 people who could be in cahoots with each other in this match between Tiberius, Dustin Tar, and Rico Hendricks. And I don't know, does this show how tight the Styles stable is, or is this going to be how it all falls apart?
Well, I can tell you, Dustin Tar isn't fighting for anybody but Dustin Tar. Tiberius Asante is not fighting for anybody but Tiberius Asante.
We're going to see if ego trumps teamwork. What are the group goals versus the individual? This is going to be difficult to call.
His stablemate Samuel Thompson going outside, trying to be the smart guy, getting the first ladder in.
And the emissary, Tiberius, looking to provide enlightenment through pain. And you see Dustin Tarr. Oh, my God!
Ladder.
Samuel Thompson may have quite literally drawn first blood.
See, that's why I wanted to bring this gentleman in. He knows hitting a boot to the face with that ladder. He is a very, very smart wrestler.
Such great positioning by Tiberius, getting his foot right through those spokes effectively into the face of Samuel, who
Thank goodness he didn't hit that ladder with that slam.
Well, if there was any questions, they've been answered. It does not seem like Rico Hendricks and Tiberius are going to be on the same page whatsoever.
Rico Hendricks and Samuel right now driving that ladder over and over again into Tiberius.
Timing is more a factor in a ladder match than almost any other stipulation, because you got to find an opportunity when not only can you get the ladder set up, but in this case, 6 other men are all incapacitated.
All men working to get Tiberius up.
I don't know if you saw, they just broke the ladder with Tiberius's body.
You know, you were saying that you genuinely don't see big guys in these matches, and that's exactly why. Because every person in that match is going to go after the big guy. They want to eliminate him first, get that power out, and now that they've done that, they're willing to go after everyone else.
2 of the most experienced and decorated men in the roster in this match, Chris Wilde and Bad Bad Banks, looked like they were taking control, but Rico Hendricks now, and we still haven't seen Dustin Tarr since he took a ladder right to the face. I don't even know if he's still conscious.
Him and Miguel Tabario are fighting over in that corner. Bad Bad Banks takes Rico Hendricks for a ride.
Bad Bad Banks always looking to prove and be an inspiration that you can achieve better than your circumstances. A real man of the people here in 1CW. What better way to inspire than the visual of climbing the ladder of success and capturing that case?
Right now, he's the man in charge. He is the man with the plan. Getting ready to set that ladder up. Let's see if he can try to get to the top for that case.
A cornerstone of the company, an institution for the reason. Bad Bad Banks looking to win this match, but the returning Rico Hendricks has a few things to say, and he's saying them with his fists.
Just battering Bad Bad Banks. That's one of the most difficult parts of this match, is getting to the top of that ladder is probably one of the hardest things that you're going to be able to do in pro wrestling.
The Toxic King looking to break the code of the ancestors. Tiberius truly believes that he is channeling a lineage of the gods and his ancestors through him, but even he is vulnerable to steel.
Tiberius finally getting up.
Tiberius
taking Rico for a ride. Oh, turned that into a stunner. The whole outside of the ring is just carnage and bodies.
Rico Hendricks is making a great case for why he is my favorite. He has so far known how to utilize the ladder most consistently as a weapon, and that's not something they cover in professional wrestling school. Valerie Vermin is screaming for her life on the outside as the Heart Killer, Chris Wilde, try to gain some momentum, but you cannot win this match outside the ring.
Rico is nowhere near that case. What is he getting ready to do?
I mean, I don't know how high that man can jump, but maybe he feels like he can take a swing at it. Oh,
he
wait,
just
no.
hit that fan. Oh, huge elbow.
Just drop the elbow right into the heart of Tiberius, sending an elbow straight through the lineage that Tiberius carries with him, and the manimal is down. We got another ladder that just got taken out. What is the ladder budget for this show?
I think we have 4.
All right, well, we're down 2, brother. And finally, Dustin Tarr making his way back into the ring.
Going up with a...
Jeez.
I think that was a bulldog. That was something that just drove Rico Hendricks face
Here's
first
what it
to the
was.
ring.
It was a man grabbing another man by the head and slamming them down from about 7 feet in the air.
Miguel Del Barrio trying to go up to capitalize. Talk about the luckiest man today.
Yeah, Miguel Del Barrio quite literally found out that he was going to be in a ladder match about 3 hours ago.
Dustin Tarr going up top.
El Jefe is taking Dustin to the cleaners.
That is why when someone like Miguel Del Barrio comes
Wait a
shows
second.
up,
Valerie Vermin is putting herself in the line of fire and just elbowing and knee. I mean, she's a great competitor in her own right.
she's just as dangerous as Samuel Thompson.
Well, they're
Trust
double
me.
dangerous together. And there's a lot of motivation for Samuel to win this match. He's got to drive home with this woman. If he loses, can you imagine the hell he's going to catch the entire way home?
Well, she looks like she's pretty happy with her man right now. He's going up top.
No disqualification. It's totally legal. Look at the welts. The welts that are starting to arise on Samuel Thompson. But Rico Hendricks has, I think, been the MVP of this chase so far.
Rico Hendricks again making his re-debut. He's coming back after almost a year being off with 1CW.
What better way to return to a promotion than with a case in hand that guarantees you a shot at the championship that you want? And Valerie Vermin
Into a diving diamond cutter.
Give her the assist in your playbooks because, man, she earned it. This is basically somehow, despite being a 7-person match,
She's getting her
They've
phone
turned
out.
it into
She's gonna get a nice post for social media.
yeah,
for this.
she's got a TikTok. Wait a second, Chris Wilde getting a selfie,
I think she got a few good shots.
and Samuel Thompson
Choosing Valerie Veerman over that case. He could have gotten that case.
surprising me, to be honest. He really does love her. He really loves her.
He really loves her.
That's kind of beautiful.
Chris Wilde.
He's not going to win the match, but it's beautiful.
Chris Wilde. Huge choke slam by Tiberius. Who's going to stop Tiberius from climbing to the top of that ladder?
He's got to travel the least distance to get to that case because he is the tallest. I mean, that's simply mathematics. And now Samuel
Trying to fight back against Tiberius.
just slamming him with those double axe handles a lot quicker up the ladder as Samuel Thompson carrying less weight.
Oh no. He's already eaten one ladder.
Well,
And now he's going to the outside.
Dustin Tarr looking to climb up yet again as
Tiberius starts
a little
slowly.
fatigued. A little fatigued.
All these men have been through a war so far. You can see the welts all over the bodies. You can see them sucking air.
Chris Wilde's in.
Chris Wilde going for the...
Cardio Chris Wilde. There's no chance Chris Wilde's going to get tired. A lot of things can happen. He's not going to tuck around.
And Dustin Tarr just off the top.
We were talking about this before, that Tiberius has not spent a lot of time in ladder matches, and you can see he's very powerful, he's very strong, but he doesn't necessarily have the same kind of conditioning as someone like a Samuel Thompson or a Dustin Tarr. Definitely none of them have the conditioning of a Chris Wilde.
And Dustin just firing away at Tiberius Asante. Like I said, both men part of the style stable. Both men still just in this for themselves.
They are so lucky that the aftershock of that powerbomb didn't bring a bunch of ladders careening down on top of them like so much debris.
This crowd on their feet. Look at this standing room only crowd.
The strength of the ancestors applied to Dustin Tarr. There has been no cohesion in the Styles stable, and I don't know if that bodes well for other matches featuring those team members this evening.
Chris Wilde slowly making his way to the top of that ladder. He's a little bit too far from that case, though.
Chris Wilde has the biggest chip on his shoulder, and in some ways maybe the most to lose. A chance to get a title shot whenever he wants. It puts him so much closer to his dream. And basically it's a shortcut straight across the board.
Right now, nobody else is even close except for Tiberius.
Now Tiberius is so tall he's always close. I mean literally, he is physically always the closest on his feet to that case.
Tiberius looks to be the man to beat in this match. He's taken so much punishment, but dished so much out, and it looks like we might be going down another ladder in just a second, folks.
Well, Tiberius basically said he's not going to let anyone climb the ladder until he can. He took it out of play, which is a very smart strategy.
Whipping Chris Wilde into that ladder. Tiberius looks like he's going up for a finisher.
Interrupted by Chris Wilde. Art Killer with the kick.
So dangerous to be in this kind of position. And what that can do to the neck, what that can do to the windpipe.
I think that Chris Wilde is going to attempt to climb the ladder while Tiberius is out on his feet. This is absolutely incredible.
Chris Wilde trying to get, he's got the case.
Literally ripped it from the ceiling, climbing up Tiberius.
Listen to this crowd. So happy.
I've seen a lot in professional wrestling, Mike, but I think genuinely that's a first. I have never seen someone climb a ladder that I believe was upside down, wrapped around a man's head while he was unconscious.
He's about to pull the pin. Chris Wilde again with such an amazing performance.
Chris Wilde has said he wins the title this year or he walks away. And now, instead of having to try and fight and climb his way, metaphorically, to a title shot, he climbed literally. Chris Wilde can get a chance at the title whenever he wants.